Hello everybody, welcome back to another Dark and Darker video. Today we are talking about how to farm Inferno, and this is a guide for beginner players. Although if you haven't extracted yet, I wouldn't watch this video. Inferno is fairly difficult. This is for newer players who want to be able to make some more gold because the Inferno is very good for making gold. Now I am playing on Ranger here. Let's real quick go over to class. And I am level 7, although I have never played a game on this character. I just transferred items over using my shared stash and completed quests. So I have never played a match on this character. I am going to use my 2 perks, but it doesn't really make all that much of a difference. So I am going to go over to merchants here and go over to Squire, first things first, and check out the base gear options. Now I am going to go with the recurve bow. I'll stick with that. I'm going to get rid of the doublet and get the adventurer tunic, and then these are only pants option, and this is the only hood option, so we'll go with those, of course. And then I am using the spear perk, so we'll use that. We want potions of healing, of course. We definitely want bandages. We definitely want a campfire. So we're pretty much just kitting up entirely here with what we can take in our usable slots. And yeah, I think that's good to go. If you aren't using the spear perk, I would generally recommend Rapier because it has a little bit longer range than the other options, so it can be fairly helpful, and it hits straight forward with a poke attack, which is fairly easy to hit mobs with. But the spear perk is really good. I'd highly recommend it. And then let's go over to perk and skill again, and then make certain we're using the right perks. I would highly recommend you use Chase as your first perk. This perk did not used to be good, but they combined a couple different perks together. And the big part here is being able to hear enemy footstep sounds from farther away. Now, being able to see enemy footsteps as well is nice, but being able to hear enemies from further away is probably one of the strongest perks in the entire game for solo ratting. You can stay away from everyone at all times without them hearing you even slightly, and that's why it's so good. I definitely like the spear perk as the second one, as spears are very good, and they're very good on Ranger with the extra physical power. And then past that for ratting, you can use crippling shot if you're worried about PvP and shoot someone in the legs and just run away. Their move speed will be absolutely ruined after that, so you'll have a good chance to get away. Kinesthesia is also very good. Move speed bonus increases by 10% with the bowstring drawn, which impacts a lot of your time while moving. Nimble hands is also very good. Quick reload is decent, not my favorite though. Sharpshooter can also be decent if you hit all headshots, which usually people don't, so I generally wouldn't go with that. I'd go with something like kinesthesia, nimble hands, something along those lines. And then trap mastery. If you're bringing in like 10 traps into the match to go really try hard, then bring trap mastery. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. And then we have got some better options now for Ranger. Like backstep, I've heard can actually do some fairly decent things. It's kind of a meme build though. We are of course going to go with quick shot, which is your triple shot guy, and lets you fire off a couple arrows in succession. We need that for DPS. You can also run multi-shot if you think you can like one-shot rogues that jump on you or something like that. It works well for that. Penetrating shot can also be good for killing players, but generally for this though, we want quick shot, and then we want field rations, which gives us some instant health recovery. And I need to actually put my Squire gear on. Oh, I didn't put any boots on. We need these adventurer boots. And now they're on. Okay, we're good to go. Now we queue normals, solos, Forgotten Castle. The map queue changes every 3 minutes, and then queue up for this. We want to be below 25 gear score. That way we queue into the lobbies with all of the noobs. Now this guy right here, this guy is not a noob. He might not be the best player ever, but he definitely has some quests done. And we can see the trail working already. This lobby's going to start up real fast. But the nice thing is everyone else is also in starter gear because we are under 25 gear score. So stay under 25 gear score, guys. Okay, and we are in. So this lobby right over here has 2 mummies in that direction. I'm actually going to go over this way. And you guys, generally, you got to be able to survive crypts fairly often if you're going to be running Inferno. Otherwise, you are going to have a hard time running Inferno. Because a big part of this whole method is literally just getting past the players in Crypts. You don't want to die to PvP in Crypts before you get down to Inferno. That's going to way lower your survival rate, and that's not helpful. And you guys can already see just how good spears are. They just attack quickly. It does a lot of damage. And I really like how quickly Ranger interacts with things and how quickly he attacks. He has some pretty quick dexterity, which is really nice and really underrated. Honestly, I think Ranger is highly underrated this patch. Scared me there with that. And we're just going to keep hitting him with the spear as long as we can. He's probably going to go out of range in just a sec. We can drag him back. This is a skeleton champion. If you guys see these have a lot of health. I highly recommend just plain cheesing them. And we can already see 2 people dead in the chat. That's very normal in under 25-tier score lobbies. There's a lot of just completely fresh new players, so don't worry about it if you're a fresh new player. And we get some dashing boots there. They have 1% max health bonus, so I would say those are better than what we have on with the 1 dexterity. I'm not too worried about the 1 dexterity. And you guys might be thinking, you are a ranger. Why are you not using your bow more? It's because the spear does more DPS. If the enemy is easy enough and close enough by that I can just kill it with my weapon, I'm just going to kill it with my weapon then. I am grabbing these boots instead. They have physical power, which gives me extra damage. So I'm running that instead. And these have move speed bonus, so those are also good. I'll hang on to those, but I mostly just want damage right now. Move speed is generally the best thing to go for because, quite honestly, it is just helpful. It helps you escape up with other players and things like that. There's another player on me. Crap. It is a warlock. Warlock we do counter, actually. But I actually want to show you guys how to do this right, which is do not engage in PvP ever. That's generally the gist of it. Technically not the actual gist of it, but that's generally the gist of it. If you engage in PvP less, you will live more. And a big part of this, guys, is learning cheese spots, which generally cheese spots are just find high ground, attack enemy from high ground. It's not much more complicated than that. It works on pretty much every mob in the game, unless they have a ranged attack. So kill all of the ranged mobs with your bow while kiting left and right like this, and then all the melee mobs, just stab them with your spear, and you're pretty much good to go. And once again, spear is just really good. So the moment you get that second perk slot, I would go for spear. It's just very, very good. And guys, when you're looking for items, a big thing when you're doing that is looking for the right roles for what will sell well on the market. Now, if you are a free-to-play player, which I think a lot of you guys will be, the roles do not matter other than for your own personal use. So grab what you want to use. I would recommend move speed whenever that's an option. Extra damage is also generally good. If you're on Warlock, something like magical healing is often good. But there's a lot of complexity to that. If you are a paid player, though, your goal is to sell items on the market for the most money with this, and then buy items that are the absolute best. And we got a white survival bow there. I'm not taking that over my recurve bow. Survival bows are actually the best for PvP now, from what I understand. This goblin. Wow, I just died to his dark reflection. Wow, we will use that as a teaching moment. I'm quite honestly not certain how that guy didn't die. No! Okay, this is a great teaching moment. I literally killed him with that attack there. He died. But his dark reflection perk killed me. So if I had been level 20 there and had had some better perks on, yeah, I probably would have beaten him there. But I technically didn't lose to him. That's just a full-on draw. We both died after I did that attack. This can happen with Dark Reflection. Dark Reflection causes you to take damage from attacking someone else. That's why you avoid PvP, guys. I wasn't really taking my own advice. Not a good idea. Let's just run it back. Here's another thing, guys. After every run, even if it's a failed run, make certain to go ahead and check your quests. Some of them can be completed even on a failed run, and you can finish off that quest, then get some XP, and that can help you level up quicker. Like, certain ones require you to kill a certain amount of goblins or skeletons or whatever it might be. So over here as well, I have some ceremonial daggers in my shared stash, so we're just going to turn this in, get some XP, and then I have another quest open as well, which will help me level up faster, which is really important, especially if you're a beginner player, because those perks make all the difference, guys. If I was able to draw my bow a little faster there, if I was able to move a little faster with my bow drawn, would have made a huge difference. Let's cue it back. Okay, and we're back in. Okay, so that there on the left is an axe skeleton. They're a little bit harder, but the nice thing about them is you can just go ahead and stab them outside of range with your spear. That does not work on elite ones, by the way, so if you see a red tinted one, that will not work for you. And how you dodge them is you just crouch, look down, and go around the left. And after they're done swinging, just go ahead and stab them in the head with whatever weapon you've got. I will say, if it is more like a nightmare one, they become incredibly difficult to dodge, but you guys will learn about those as you play more high roller. This is more of a normals game mode guide. Now, the spot where I spawned is actually in the very middle of the map and is a high traffic zone. This is called Foursquare, and you will almost certainly get into PvP if you just sit in this room. Now, what you can do with that info is you could hide in a dark corner, or you could go ahead and leave the dark room. Or the room, period, I should say. And I am going to do the latter after looting some of this stuff. I'm hoping for some upgrades. A bandage and a health pot are both really nice, extra heals. And lockpicks, nice. I'm going to go into that room to the west then, because there is a lion's head chest there. And you still want to loot crypts to the absolute maximum, guys, because look at that there. I got like a blue shine bangle. That's worth some money. So I should do that. And we got some dashing boots. I'm going to go with those instead. Player on me. He's getting his head beaten in. Let's reload. This guy's got full perks. Not a good time to fight. You can just shoot them with one arrow and back up. Generally, that will get someone off of you. Druids are a problem, especially, though, because they can choose when and where to take a fight. There's no real way for me to get him off of me if he decides he wants to pester me and attack me. He can go rat form and just jump right through that door if he's good. Now, frankly, I think I could have beaten that guy in PvP, but is it worth the health amount it would have cost me? Hearing a player down here as well. That's a wizard-looking fella, which I counter. And we can just hit him with a little pot shot, you know. It's another druid. This guy doesn't know what he's doing, though, very obviously. He's gonna spawn a treant on me, which means he can't actually push me, okay. And just doing a little bit of damage to him actually slows him down. It makes him more likely to die to the PvE, so we want to do that generally. guy is actually pushing me. He's getting hit by that. I hit him there. And he's healing up now. This isn't good. I can't get this guy off of me, which is really annoying. You can bandage very quickly as Ranger as well, so I highly recommend you do so. Yeah, that's not broken at all. We gotta get away from this guy. Druid is a kind of broken class. You guys can see there in Phantomize, he's actually just straight up able to attack me there with his melee hit that's already used. So that's cool. And there's no real way for me to disengage from him as well. So that's why that class is quite fun. And so we're just going to use our high move speed and just try and run away from him. Hopefully he gets mob blocked hard enough that he decides to not keep coming and decides I'm not worth the kill. Quite frankly, I don't really have all that much. So if he does decide I'm worth the kill, then we're going to have a problem. I should have been able to get 2 spear hits on him there, and I would have got the second one, but he was in his little Phantomize thing there. And his still works on me while he is in his little Phantomize thing. I don't know why they haven't fixed that yet, because you're not allowed to use physical attacks in that. And quite honestly, I don't know why that ability is still in the game in its current form. They've been nerfing it repeatedly, but we'll see what happens. Oh, that spooked me. I was scratching my nose. But we are alive. He's coming for me again. Okay, we killed him. Panther is really good when you're actually kitted, but that guy was not actually kitted. We were in the under 25 gear score lobbies. So I was able to kill him there. I don't know why he decided Panther form was the way to kill me. He could have tried to attack me with just his spear and definitely would have won. Don't want those. Oh, he had heals. Heals for days. This guy was min-maxing in the normals lobbies. That is a sin, brother. And now I am down a ton of arrows, so we need to kill some, you know, just some archers and get some arrows back. And let's just keep chugging potions, you know, just normal things. What you can also do if players are pushing you hard like that is just turn out the lights. That will make them more wary, especially with a ranger if they're a better player, and then place your hunting traps in the way. And you can also bait them into your hunting traps if they are pushing you too hard. Just stay nearby to it and bait them in. Let them think they have you, bait them in. Gosh, everyone wants a piece of me today. And we're just gonna hit this guy. We killed that guy too. He should not have fell for that. That was literally there just to force him to not push me, but he literally just hopped right in the trap. Enchanted Dark Fabric. Always grab Enchanted Dark Fabric, guys. It's needed for a much later quest. It's pretty rare. You need that. I was stuck grinding that stuff on my much higher level Warlock, literally level 100 for quite a while. And what I'm doing here is I'm actually trying to stay right next to this red staircase. That is my goal. Of course, these guys are trying to prevent me from my goal. Maybe this guy was trying to just get me off of the red staircase so he could have Inferno to himself. That is a strategy that some people use. And I need to grab my arrows back after that. Gosh. This is a quite active game, though. Normally it doesn't go like this, but I guess, you know, we're the meat today. Everyone thinks Ranger is a free kill. Rangers are not free kills, guys. That is not the way this game works. Rangers are not the character you want to be pushing. These are a straight upgrade, 3 decks, and they're the exact same type of pants as I had on with physical damage bonus. Nice. And now we've got a green spear, which is a pretty big upgrade. We've got both rings, an ox pendant. You know, it's a pretty good time. We killed 2 people this game, back to back. And you guys got to see that my method actually works. All you got to do is just place a trap, and they run into it, apparently. That guy did not know what he was doing. I don't know what else to say. That's why you don't push Rangers. And I'm trying to break these boxes so I can get more arrows. You also want to kill skeleton archers to get more arrows. And you can also pick up bows, and they come with like a clip of arrows in them. So that's a good method to get some more. At 2:30, the down portal opens though, and I'm not actually all that worried about my arrows. I don't really need them to do Inferno, so I'm going to show you guys more of a melee method then, and it won't be a big problem. It's approximately 2:30. Yeah, here we go. And then just sit down the moment you get in here to get some health back if you're any health down. And I have so many campfires, I'm actually going to place a campfire here. Realistically, I just don't need all of these, and I could use the healing. And yeah, if you need to heal up a lot, you can just use a campfire, and you can spawn with one now on the Squire. I recommend putting them on. They're very good on Ranger because you can put them on so quickly. And that's why I bring the little field rations, guys, because I would have definitely died to that druid without those. I wouldn't have had enough health to win that fight. I know I don't have them anymore, but it makes a huge difference. Now, I am going to drop anything that I don't think is just really a good item. I will wear these boots instead. I know they're slightly lower move speed, but 3 vigor is a lot of health. It makes a pretty big difference. And I will drop that hunting trap and put on those campfires as well, just to save inventory space. Inventory space is important in Inferno, guys. Okay, we're in, and we got, quite honestly, one of the very best spawns. And so what you do immediately is you want to break these barrels, and then once again, I am going for items that are expensive. And so I want highest value per slot in my inventory. Now I'm going to take off these health potions, that way I can save some space. I can do the same thing over here with this trap, and we want to get as many big spaces open as we can. So we're just gonna re-Tetris a little bit over here real quickly. And now we are good to go. Spellbooks are generally worth a decent amount. It's got magical power roll, and it's a green, so we want that. We're gonna watch out for a skeleton in here. That is a nightmare skeleton. Those are very, very strong. Black ones, you'll see a couple of them in here. But yeah, those are very strong. Be very careful. I would generally recommend you fight them at range because they have extra attacks. This one actually is one of the exceptions to that. He just attacks faster and has a lot of health. And we're getting our arrows back off of him. We'll take his bone because questing. But if we get some good items, we won't worry about it too much. And we get this Dark Grove Hood. It has additional magical damage, which usually is worth something, but it's on Druid, so I don't know if it is worth anything, but it's a blue, so I'm grabbing it. Okay, this room is filled with a bunch of spiders, but spiders are actually pretty easy when it's just spiders. So this room's not very hard. So what I do is I run around here, and I try and, like, kill the dragonflies whenever they get near to me. And then make certain the spiders do not corner you. They can corner you very easily and be very dangerous. And then there's another spider pot over here. Okay. Go ahead and loot this. And we're generally just looking for higher tier items. This gold chest next to us here is very, very good. That is generally what we're looking for. We're going to do this so we can save the slots. And you press space bar when using the lockpicks at the right point in it, and you're good to go. This round shield, that is a very, very good item, and I'm going to explain really quickly why this item is so good. It has both physical damage reduction and armor rating. There is a build going around that is very good called physical damage reduction. And so what you do for that build is you will go ahead and put on all items that up your physical damage reduction, and this will make it way, way easier for you to... I don't even know how to say this. It makes you have basically more health. You take less damage. You have more armor on, and if the higher it gets, the more effective it is. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and show you guys another room that shows a little bit more impact here, because that room's a little bit too easy and makes Inferno look too easy. That's probably the easiest room in all of Inferno. So let's see who the boss is here. It's Ghost King. So with Ghost King, what you can do is, all you gotta do is run through the room, make certain you put your weapon off, and keep moving when he teleports. And now he's going to run towards me because he's going to do his magic missile attack. And then I'm going to open this and just leave. And we're good. He's de-aggroed. The moment I leave the room, we're good to go. And you have fast interaction speed, so you're all good. Okay, this room is one of the best rooms for loot. It also has some very hard mobs in it, though. So what I'm going to do is shoot this guy in the head and his buddy in the head, and then I am going to drag them over here so I can run past them. And there's another player next to me there. That's cool. That's really bad, actually, because if he has a ranged option, I will get really messed up. And now I just stab these guys from range off of this staircase over here. This is the best cheese spot in this room. You can cheese basically every mob from here. The one problem is if the skeleton archer on the staircase over here aggro's on you. And if this guy comes up and starts attacking you, you just gotta jump every time he hits. And I've got him in a good spot here where I can just sit kind of still, actually. And he kind of just keeps attacking until there's nothing being hit by him anymore. So that's what was going on there. And now we've mostly cleared out this room. Now, we have another player in the northwestern room. That doesn't necessarily mean they know where I am, because I could hear them. I have the enhanced hearing perk. That's one downside of having it, is you can't know if they can actually hear you. And this is a quite good buckler as well. It's purple, which is even better. So we definitely want that. We're going to check this demon dog. And then we're going to see if we can just spam a couple arrows at these guys and get them killed by the mobs. That's generally what you try and do. And this room is really good for it because there are just these little cracks through these bars. There he is. You see the potion moving? I don't have any potions on, so this guy's not going to know where this crap's coming from. Not sure if I hit him there or not. He's trying to see where the arrows are whizzing over from. I have high ground on him. Look at the ceiling in this room as well, because there are gargoyles on the ceiling, and they can be very dangerous. He's in the poison cloud. He opened up a wraith on himself. He's invis in that corner. Wow, I am too experienced to be playing that game anymore. I just stepped on a spike trap that I have very well memorized. Portals are spawning below us here. They're right down that away. There's some barrels you go under. This room can be kind of hard to find them in, but it's one of the easiest rooms to extract from. And so I'm kind of just baby guarding this guy at this point. I want to stay far away from this guy, though, because he is a rogue, but I can kind of just camp him forever. He's in that room over there, definitely. You can see the torchlight. And he's just going to sit there forever. I am getting greedy because I want this golden chest. That spear is slightly better. You can't drop anything while you're positioned like this, though. Oof. Perfect sapphire. We gotta go ahead and take that. The buckler does not have good rolls on it, so I'm not too worried about it. This guy's not going to show himself, so what I'm going to do then is loot this big chest right here and the other one next to it, because I would hear this guy open up this gate if he decides to, so I don't have to worry about him trying to do that. And we'll grab this for the campfire quest. We'll loot this other big chest, and then we're going to run back to the boss room, to the southwestern room, and we will just go over there. Won't be a big deal. Champion armor is actually worth quite a bit. I hope I'm not making a mistake there by dropping that, but champion armor I know is worth like 150 gold even for green. And those Dark Grove hats I think have not been good to me. Okay. Jump and then look down when he starts casting his magic missiles. He aims only at your head. The boss is right on top of me there. But that's all right. Be paranoid of players in this room, because oftentimes this is the room that players will go to in order to extract, as it is the easiest room to extract from. That top left room, I would say, is the second easiest. And this guy is literally just camping here. He didn't have anything good anyways, so I'm glad I didn't stick around to try and kill him. I did hit him with one arrow, it looks like. And he's looking for me now, trying to figure out where I am so he can kill me. I didn't stick around. I didn't care for it. Basically, that's how you do Inferno, guys. I showed you a little bit of some normaler rooms, some harder rooms. I got a couple of levels there, and then basically what you do is you go over here to the collector, and you sell this stuff. And then make certain you don't sell like enchanted dark fabric, especially. That one is a good quest item. So like this blue sapphire, perfect. We're good to go. I am going to shove a couple of these items in my shared stash so you guys can see how much gold we made. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy, and I'm not going to take everything off because I don't honestly care all that much. But let's just go ahead and go over to my warlock real quick and see how much this stuff is worth. And the reason for that, guys, is you need to be level 20 to use the market. So we're going to go ahead, go over here. Let's go ahead and see what that champion armor is worth, for instance. Should be 144. And now let's see that Dark Rove hood with additional magical damage. Okay, good. It's not worth anything. I did not make a mistake. Now, this round shield, though, that I'm interested in, because I also think it is high rolls on that, which means there's a certain range each roll can do, guys. And I think this one is on the higher end. So you can already see it goes up to 375. Is 3% the maximum on physical damage reduction? Because I know 15 is the maximum on armor rating. I'm not seeing anything higher than 3% here, guys. I think we got absolute max rolls on that rare shield. Now, sadly, it is not an epic one, so it won't be worth all that much. But we could probably get some more for it than these guys are. I am just going to place it at a healthy 398 gold. That way it shows early on. But this is max rolls. If this was on a purple shield or a legendary shield, it would be worth probably a golden key, which is about 5,000 gold. So yeah, this is extremely lucky to get this. That's a good 400 gold right there. And the enchanted dark fabric, that's like a 15% chance. That's good. And it's 15% chance from the mages specifically. So let's go ahead and go over here to this buckler. I think this was another good item. It's purple and it has armor rating. That already makes it worth 150. And it also had on max health. Max health is another role that people look for. And now it is worth more like 400-ish, it's looking like. So we're going to list that for 400 as well. 399 just so it lists earlier. And yeah, we made some good money, and this is worth like 150, like 1,000 gold from that run, guys. I think that was a little bit of a lucky one, but yeah, you guys get the idea. Anyways, guys, I hope this guide was helpful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.